What's up, people? Better late than never, I say. I know it's Friday, almost Saturday, but I'm here, finally. I do apologize for that. Last night, I went to go see Kiss at the Amalie Arena, the end of the road tour, as they call it. Um, I gotta tell you, I was making fun of it. It was one of the best shows I ever saw. It was. Was I disappointed that Ace wasn't there, that Peter wasn't there? Yeah, but Kiss is now a machine. So it's basically, what you got was what you got, and what was there was amazing. It was a great show. Um, so I'm here Friday, doing it a day late, but I wanted to make sure I got this out before Saturday morning because we're going to have Record Store Day tomorrow, April 13th, here in this area, and probably where you're listening. You have a Record Store Day that you should attend and check out. I still have all of my records, but I am going to go ahead and see if I can't snag a couple on Saturday. But enough about me, enough about Record Day. Let's get to it. We're going to have All Killer and No Filler. That means every song on here is new. So kick back, relax. I'm here to help you. This is Jason, and this is the Hi-Fi Podcast. And welcome back to the Hi-Fi Podcast. Now, before I start, there's going to be another episode of gratitude, believe me. I wanted to thank everybody at the Amalie Arena in Tampa, all the Kiss fans that were out there. It was great. It was good to see the Kiss fans, the Kiss Army. The thing I like about them is they're so conscious of other people. They're nice, they're cordial, they like to tell stories. I heard one guy who was at the Coventry in 1973 and one of Kiss's first shows, and it was cool. It's he said Kiss people, nicest people ever, at least in one area. And there were many little kids that had their faces made up. It was so cute. And so I just wanted to say thanks to everybody at the Kiss concert who were so nice, and a few of them who actually recognized, I guess, my picture on Hi-Fi, and they said hello. So that was kind of freaky for a second. I'm not used to that yet, so bear with me. I might have talked a mile a minute, and thank you. And thanked you, and was really passionate about the whole Hi-Fi thing, but it's a good thing. It was a good time had by all. I thank you. Now let's get to the music. Up first, we're gonna have a new song from a band that I've put on here a few times, and this is kind of bittersweet because this is possibly their last record. It was released last week, and the thing about it, which is really cool, is Tommy Slade from Slade and the Wasters. They put it on Bandcamp, and it's Name Your Price, so you have no excuse to go get this. And the great thing about it is, you name your price, get your copy. And make sure that you document it because it's a good one. I dig it a lot. This is from their final album. I say, in quotation marks with a question mark in the middle. I don't think the door is shut with Slade and the Wasters, if you ask me. But good luck in your endeavors. I know Tommy Slade is in Washington and doing some good things up there. So he comes and goes in the area. He's still part of the St. Pete scene. And to kick tonight off is a thank you to Slade and the Wasters for being one of the first, proponents of hi-fi. So enough talk. I know I'm going to say that because it was great. But there's just so many great things to talk about. But this Slade and the Wasters from the album End Transmission. The song is called March of 17 here on the Hi-Fi Podcast. Well, that is a way to start off the podcast. That was Slade and the Wasters with their song March of 17. A lot of angst. As I said, there will be more to come in some form or fashion from these guys very soon. And we at Hi-Fi cannot wait to hear that. Wow. Yeah, so we're kicking it off that way. Up next, we have a friend of the Hi-Fi family. I know him as Jay Tarvis Bailey, and this is one of the cool things about doing Hi-Fi and meeting people out. You get to talk, and this is how I get some of the bands here on the show. You know, it's the Kiss concert Thursday night, last night. It's going out to a bar, going out to a show, and talking to other people that are seeing the same show, or just having a beer, watching a game, and you talk about Hi-Fi, and all of a sudden, hey, I'm in a band too. And then you figure out that they're in a really good band. So you want to go ahead and put them on as soon as possible. Jay has been kind enough to send me a master of a song by his band Negative Split, and it's pretty all-star on this stage. You know, we got, besides Jay T. Bailey, who's going to be doing the vocals and guitar, we have Sonny Harlan. Now, this guy was in a band, or is in a band, called the Murder Junkies. Anybody in punk knows Murder Junkies were the band that G.G. Allen was in the early 90s. And let's just say not safe for family viewing. But the Murder Junkies have moved on since the passing of Gigi Allen. Kids, look it up. I'm not gonna be putting the kind of stuff that Gigi Allen did on this podcast, and I'm pretty liberal. Let's just say, yeah, you, like my mom used to say, go look it up. So anyhow, Sonny Harlan, JD Thunder on bass. We have Rob Bird on drums. They've been in many bands here in the Tampa Bay area, St. Petersburg area, and the guy who produced this song is Peter Klett. Now, anybody in the mid-90s, if anybody knows that name, it's because it was the guitarist for Candlebox, and he produced this song and he played lead guitar on it. We're gonna get a little bluesy on this one, a little 80s sounding, but I think you'll enjoy it. This song is called Run Like Hell, and this is Negative Split. Check it out.
The sun comes up in the morning, baby, but I ain't been waiting around. There's a fire underneath my ass every night and day. There ain't no slowing down. Now and then it'll burn me, babe, but I succeed even when I fail. 'Cause I'm faster and louder, got the speed and the power. That's how it is. The truth ain't no tall tale. Clear my path, motherfucker. Motherfucker, better clear my path. Running, run, running. Here I come. Hey, Mr. Man with the bullhorn, yeah, I'm on my mark set and that ain't all. My heart is beating right out of my chest and it's begging me to die right where I fall. So get in line and follow my trail. You'll hear me screaming when I'm burning in hell. Podium finish for the devil's son. I might as well be finished when I'm done. Clear my path, motherfucker. Motherfucker, better clear my path. Running, run, here I Run like hell. Run like hell. Run like hell. Run like hell.
If that does not take me back to the Rocket Club back in the 80s, nothing will. That was Run Like Hell from the band Negative Split. Jay, by the way, happy birthday. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Thank you for the music. That was cool. I liked it. There was thoughts of illicit activities in my head, and I don't want to discuss it any further. Anyhow, next. So, up next, we have the band Deviate the Plan. Now, we played them a couple of weeks back during the rock episode. I played not the single. I played one of the songs that is from their new release. And I saw them live. They had a great backyard. and a whole bunch of friends and family, and they played in the backyard. And if that is not what local is, I don't know what is. That's something you can't do out in a concert hall or an arena. That's your friends are there, your family is there. It's something. It's a bond. It's a synergy of good times and goodwill. And I wanted to thank all the guys from Deviate the Plan who invited me there for the record release party. And so what we're going to do is play the single of The Last Stand by Deviate the Plan. That was Jake and Chris and Carson. And by the way, every other Wednesday on Facebook Live from 7 to 9, they have DTV. And what that is they put on a live broadcast, sort of like what I would be doing if I had a lot of balls. And it's live. And they invite bands and they interview them, and then they play, the bands, the visiting bands play a couple of tunes. And it's pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. It something that should not be missed, and you should check it out. DTV on Facebook Live. Look it up under Deviate the Plan. And now, for something more musical, this is The Last Stand by Deviate the Plan.
Second thought on his mindless stroll under a shelter light in a world so cold. Media runs his life, an empty soul's been sold. Another day, another step, holding on to your last breath. You reach the end, you must defend your chance to live again. Greed, a world of social disease, such a sad day. Society's lost its way. Is this all we know? Streets are mindless clones. How do we fall so far in a sea of unknown? Another day, another step, holding on to your last breath. You reach the end, you must defend your chance to live again. Is this
from the album of the same name. That was Deviate the Plan with the song The Last Stand here on the Hi-Fi Podcast. Now, I wasn't thinking of a theme this time around. I've been doing themes all year. I wanted to take a break, but it seems the songs that I've picked have an undercurrent, and that undercurrent is we are living in a pretty tight world. We're living in a world based on bubbles and fear and me. And it's getting kind of claustrophobic. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying with this, but it's just, I find it's easier to try and find something of value or similar to myself in somebody than to try to judge them on what might not be my view, my POV. And it actually feels good. Now, there are some people you just can't get through. There's some people that won't listen. There's a person that will, connect. Let them go on their way. You live your best life. But more often than not, people really find that they need connection, and from a baseball game to a study group to whatever, find some value in other people. It's time to stop with all the ugh. So that was your Uncle Jay. He jumped in. But I just wanted to talk about the song about The Last Stand. It's something you should talk about and hopefully think about. So Uncle Jay has now left the building. Back to Cool Jay. Now, we're going to do our call to action right now. I would like to announce, to start off the call to action, that it's something I wanted to not do on the podcast yet. I wanted to have it be announced on Facebook or our other platforms. But you're hearing it first. We are picked up. We are being broadcast on St. Pete College Radio. So this is probably the second episode. The first episode was picked up last week. And thank you, Corey. And now we are on another platform. We are on St. Pete College Radio. And we could not be happier. Thank you for considering us, and that you appreciate us so much that you're going to put us on your rotation for St. Pete College Radio. We will be on Monday through Saturday, 9 p.m. So if you don't get your downloads, or if you don't hear us on your Stitcher or your iTunes or SoundCloud, you can always catch us on St. Pete College Radio. We are Monday through Thursday, 9 o'clock p.m. And we look forward to hearing from everybody in the St. Pete College area there. You can contact us at hi5florida@gmail.com. We have 2 Facebook pages, Facebook groups, at Florida Hi-Fi, and also we have Twitter, we have Instagram. Look us up at Hi-Fi Florida. So that is the call to action for the evening. That is pretty big. I'm very happy that we're doing this. So let's get on with the music, shan't we? We start our next cycle of songs with a band from South Florida. They are called Millennial Sun. They are fronted by Miss Catherine Kelly. And I want to say to Miss Kelly how refreshing it was to talk about everything. she reached out to me and listened to the song, which is on Spotify. Most of the bands that you hear will be on Spotify. And she talked really openly about her life and where she came from and where she is. And we had a great conversation. And speaking of, as I was talking before, finding value in another person, finding a similarity, we are both using music, and I'm using the podcast as ways to deal with our mental health and making sure that we use it as a positive way. And I want to commend her for being so open. I think a lot of people should be more like her. It would be a much groovier place, a much happier planet. So we are going to play for you Millennial Sun. And this is from the record Monsters I Defeat. And along with Catherine, there is Neil Hollinsworth on guitar, Chris Canario on bass, and on drums, Nathaniel Grant. And this is from Millennial Sun. The song is called Bandaids. And it's very, very self-explanatory. And it helped me to understand a person very special in my life, and I hope it does the same for you. So without further ado, enjoy. This is the Hi-Fi Podcast.
I'm a mouse in a maze. I'm entranced in the game. Why are they watching? I'm stuck in this place. I'm trying to escape, but they just keep watching, just keep taunting, just keep watching. We'll just keep taunting. Some are out of the way. Something's gotta change. These Band-Aids are wearing, and these wounds just keep wearing. I'm desperate for a place that reminds me of you. I need somewhere safe, and I'm lost without you. I'm lost without you. The days are long, the nights they're cold. I'm stripped of you, I slowly unfold. Will I put these Band-Aids on each day? And with each night we both decay. These Band-Aids never let me heal. These Band-Aids aren't even real. I peel them off beneath, I find the same damn wound every time. Some are out of the way. Something's gotta change. These Band-Aids are wearing, and these wounds just keep wearing. I'm desperate for a place that reminds me of you. I need somewhere safe, and I'm lost without you. Oh, I'm lost without you. God, it hurts to be so raw. Damn, it never helped at all. They're giving up, they're walking away. But I can't scream no, I just can't say. I need you the most when I push you away. I need you the most when I push you away. You're giving up, you're walking away. But I can't scream no, I just can't say. I need you the most when I push you away. I need you the most when I push you away. Away.
this is Emily,
And Adam from Lossy, and you're listening to Hi-Fi.
Florida's music podcast.
Drifting, I can't get my attention back. Hoping that I can drink my success. I'm swithering from lead to lead, and still surprised that it's all the same to me. Reeling from the tomorrow's happenstance, that I can leave this life in such a thumbstand. Wandering aimlessly, push back all in time, constructs to casualties, reveling in these rough seas, reeling from the tomorrow's happenstance, that I can leave this life in such a thoughtless dance. Reeling from the tomorrow's happenstance, that I can lead this life in such a thoughtless dance.
Now, how's that for contrast? I have been called the king of no segue many times, and this kind of proved it. But actually, it was a good contrast, I thought. Both very raw in its different forms, and that's what I like about this scene called Florida. I love it because we have Millennial Sun with Bandaids, and then we have we have Emily, and we have Adam. Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying not to sneeze. Emily, Adam from Last You. Thank you for the drop, guys. I finally was able to put it on there. I appreciate your help. Last You is one of those great bands, one of those great supportive parts of the Hi-Fi podcast. And it's my pleasure always to play their new stuff. This is their song Still Surprised from their record Part Tree that just came out not too long ago. And last week, you missed it, last Wednesday, they were on the Grand National Champions. It's a show that's played Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. WMNF. Look it up. They performed musical Taibo. I mean, it was a cardio session. I don't think Emily took an exhale for the whole 30-minute set, but they put in a lot of music in so little time, and it's amazing. If you can check out Last You, again with the Grand National Champions on WMNF. You'll be glad you did. I tell you. And tomorrow, or tonight, wherever you're picking this up, on Saturday, April 13th, 2019, we celebrate Record Store Day. That is the time for all the independent record operators and purveyors of great vinyl meet and converse and pick apart everything in the bins of a great record store. And it reminds me of record stores of the past, Vinyl Fever, Rocks off of Florida, Music Rocks, if that was it, yes. And but Vinyl Fever was one of those. That was my first record store, my first independent record store, and I don't know if people really understand. I don't understand people who, like, buy a whole bunch of shoes, and different styles. I bet that a lot of people don't understand, looking through each and every album or CD, trying to find something that catches your eye that you want to take home and make it your own, or something, that you want to listen to. And then you can make your own podcast. I don't mind. There's enough love to share. But Record Store Day is one of the most important days for the record owner, or the record store owner. So go and check them out. Everybody's going to be doing something totally different. Lots of live music. Emily and Adam are playing at Micro Groove at Seminole Heights, 4906 North Florida Avenue. They will be there on Saturday. And since I'm talking about people playing in Record Store Day, we are not going to do a regularly scheduled concert list. But what we're going to do is we're going to take you to some of the places that you can celebrate Record Store Day. So one of the things, one of the first ones that came out was the St. Pete Punk Rock Flea Market, and it's the Record Store Day edition, and it's hosted by Planet Retro Records, who has great shows there and great records. You will not be disappointed going to Planet Retro. That is at 226 Martin Luther King Jr. Street North. That's in St. Petersburg. And they will be having specials on records. They'll be having baristas, probably. They're going to have live music, including Car Bomb Driver. You have Lasermouth that will be playing there. So you want to check that out. Another one that we're going to be having will be Record Store Day, will be Vintage Vinyl. That's going to be in Tarpon Springs, 38874 US 19 North. Tarpon Springs, you can go there. You can get some Greek food. You get some opa, and then go get your record on. And with Vintage Vinyl, there's going to have special surprises and gift bags. They'll be open at 11. They're having a raffle for the winner gets a copy of Bohemian Rhapsody. So I'm telling you, everybody, this is a very important day. This is Christmas to the record store people. So check that out. If you can't go there, we have Bananas Music, one of the coolest places that I've been to. That's where I get some vinyl. They are on 22nd Street. That's 2887 22nd Street North. That's in St. Pete. They're going to have DJ. There's going to have, barmaids. They're going to have, T-shirts. They're going to be having bands. They'll be having the Jackettes, Gloria West and the Gents, the Vultures, May Kuteri, the Wandering Hours, Ventnal, and Reality Asylum will be playing there. So you want to go to Bananas. If you have maybe $2 or $3 more, you could check that out. And then if you have maybe 50 cents, who knows? They could be a 50 cent that you have left. You might want to go ahead and head out to the record store at Seminole Heights. That's at Micro Groove. That's at 4906 Florida Avenue in Seminole Heights, as I explained before. Not only are we going to be having Last You we'll be having High Beam, Critical Hits, and The Path of Increased Indifference. We have vegan sandwiches, and Seminole Heights is one of the coolest places around. It's as cool as downtown is still trying to be. Keep strong, downtown St. Pete. Keep strong. We have we have that in Tampa and in the surrounding areas. If you're up north, maybe in Gainesville, you have Arrows Ames Records at 10 North Main Street in Gainesville. We also have Record Store Here Again Records, which is 201 Southeast 1st Street in Gainesville. You have down south. You want some stuff for down south? Let me tell you about the stuff down south. Just to roll off a few. We have Radioactive Records in Fort Lauderdale. We have We Got the Beats in Lauderhill. We have VP Records in Miramar. The Record Rack at Pompano Beach. We are served in the Florida area. And for those people who are not in the Florida area, please make sure that you go and find your record store. And you'll be surprised, man. People think it's a fad thing, or it's the thing to do because everybody else is doing it. I have had vinyl. I have my mother's vinyl that I play from time to time, and it's a warmer sound. It just is. I wish I could say something more technical or scientific, but it just sounds good. It's a different groove, and sometimes with different music, it needs to have that grit. So, anyhow, that's enough about me and Record Store Day. It's enough about me, seriously. Why don't we start off with some new music? Again, we have new music from a new band. Actually, I played this band a few weeks ago, and they were also our artist of the week, and that would be the Young Something. Man, you see it in your face, and you can't. Yeah, you know what time it is. It's time to start closing up shop and get ready to go to bed. But I wanted to let it out so then everybody knew what to do on Record Store Day. So back to this. The Young Something were an artist of the week, Hi-Fi artist of the week a few weeks back. They befriended me while seeing Azazus a couple weeks back and did not know that the Blue Note was there where they worked. So again, familiarity. And I was like, I know you. And that was the first time we actually met. So it's good stuff. And I like to say thank you to Alex and Bella for being so cool and making my drinks very strong. And we are going to get to their song Better Friends from their CD About This, and from their triumphant return from the South by Southwest area in Austin, Texas. This is The Young Something with Better Friends here on the Hi-Fi Podcast.
Someone's body, taking my time and living up to someone else. You don't follow any other person's rules. You would rather die than live up to someone else. If we are a product of the people who surround us, then I say find some better friends. If you are the person that I love dearly, then we are merely a dream meant for someone else's life. 'Cause you want me It's the longest time I've gone without your face. Girls always break your heart, but mine was broken from the start, till you gave me part of yours. If we stay, then I know we'll work hard and have a happy home till we fall apart. If we leave, then I know we'll write songs for all our lives and more from the bottoms of our hearts. 'Cause you only live once. Truth be told, I want to run from here, but I'll stay for now. Sometimes you make me lose my mind. Heart stands still as we collide, and you're the only one by my side. By my side. Cause you only live once. Truth be told, I want to run from here, but I'll stay for now. Sometimes you make me lose my mind. Heart stands still as we collide, and you're the only one by my side. 'Cause all your birds are in my car, and all your flowers are in my heart, and you're the only one by my side. By my side. By my side. By my side.
What's up? This is Jordan from Jordan Esker and the 100%, and you're listening to Hi-Fi, Florida's music podcast.
I'm not miserable. I'm just driving home through the dead of night to wake up in my own goddamn bed. It's more comfortable. Kicked it off with the sun.
The former being Better Friends by The Young Something, and the latter, it's Jordan Esker and the 100%, and their first single after their release of Failed to Learn last year came out. It was called My Own Miserable. And I want to say a few words about this song. Catchy. Okay. Both songs, The Young Somethings and the Jordan Esker, both so catchy, so 80s. And as for Jordan Esker and My Own Miserable, just have you had those days where it was, it was just the same thing over and over again? If you watch their video, they have a video on YouTube. You have to look at it. It is exactly what the song is about. It's just doing the same thing and the same thing and griping about it and moaning about it, but doing absolutely nothing about it. And it's a great video. Again, it's just about being redundancy and being okay with it. And so, if that's cool, if that's your gig, more power to you. I'm not that cat. So, next time on Soul Talk, that was, again, Jordan Esker and the 100% with My Own Miserable. And we're going to end this episode. Yeah, I know, man. It's almost done. We gotta go. We gotta wake up early, and tomorrow we gotta go to our patrons of record stores, of wax, molded of sound. So we're going to end this show with another new band, another new song. This is from Boca Raton. The band is called Beauty Lies. And I was talking with Nick, who is the lead guitarist of the band. And along with Dana, Raphael, and Alex, they are years beyond what I know I did. They can't drink yet. I don't think they can vote yet, actually. I'm afraid to ask their ages, to tell you the truth, because I don't want to cry. But they can't play most of the shows that I would usually put on the concert list. Record Store Day, would have been pretty cool. That would have been great to see them. Unfortunately, they didn't make it this year. Hopefully, they'll make it next year. And it is... You have to hear it. This is from their debut EP called Duality. The song is called Nicotine Dream. I think it's a fairly good way of ending on a great note. Thank you for listening. Thank you, bands, for talking and submitting your music. This podcast is nothing without you guys. So I thank you all. Now, enough brown nosing. Here is Beauty Lies with Nicotine Dream.
You reach for my hand when
from the EP Duality. That was Beauty Lies with the song Nicotine Dream. And speaking of dreaming, it's time to go. Kiss, I didn't get to bed till 1. And tonight it is now 11:19 as I'm finishing this, and I still have to edit and put it to bed and do all the paperwork and all that. So I'm going. I got to go. I just wanted to spend some time with you today or tonight, or probably today by the time you hear this, and wanted to get you out there for Record Store Day, so you can go there, get some records, get some swag, get some stuff, see some bands. Again, if you're not in the Florida area, find your places, find your bands, find your records, enjoy yourself. It is a great treat. So, on that note, I got to go. I will see you soon. Thank you, everyone. Before I go, I want to send a special shout out today. I want to send a special shout out to Abby, who does this thing called Bandwave. It's great. She has everything you need for music in the South Florida area, which I needed help with badly because I couldn't find venues and bands in the Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beaches area. And actually that's how I got a hold of Catherine from Millennial Sun. And again, as I said, you'll be probably hearing a lot more from her very soon. This is the place to go. I forgot to mention it earlier, but Spotify, bands. If you can, get on Spotify. Not only will you be part of the Hi-Fi Florida podcasts playlist, you can also join other playlists or everybody or other podcasts playlist like Abby with Bandwave MIA or .MIA. You can check out her Spotify playlist is called South Florida Band Essentials, and you'll know it's hers because it has a picture of one of the coolest characters in the world. Sorry about what happened in real life. Hopefully it didn't pan out or the way that it came out, but to Mr. Stephen Hyde from That 70s Show, salute. So I am out of here. I wanted to say thank you to her before I left. Say thank you to St. Pete College for allowing me to go on the air. Thank the KISS people. Thank the KISS Army. Thank all the bands that submitted their songs. And thank you for listening. So until then, this was Jason, and this was the Hi-Fi Podcast. See you next time.